By 1995, Star Wars was crawling its way back into pop culture. A set of videotapes were released and merchandise was hitting stores. But not all of it was cool. Let's take a look at some dumb Star Wars 1995 merchandise. Okay guys, it's that time again for another video, and today we're going to go all the way back in history to 1995. Star Wars was on its way back. You had Heir of the Empire come out a few years before. You had the Star Wars comics really taking off, starting with Dark Empire back in 1992. And Star Wars was really starting to capture the pop culture again. Star Wars was starting to capture the pop culture again. This is a way for Lucas to kind of test the waters to see if they were still hyped for Star Wars before he started working on the prequels. And of course in 1985 you got the Kenner Star Wars figures, well now under Hasbro, but they had the Kenner logo on them, you know, those big muscle figures. And you had Micro Machines released a couple years before, and they were still on the market in 1995. But everyone was getting a piece of the Star Wars pie, and some of it just wasn't that good, or just kind of odd. So let's take a look at some of this dumb merchandise from 1995. And we'll start right here. And you're thinking, Junkman, they made a Star Wars tampon? No, that's not a tampon. That's the Star Wars mouse pad for your wrist. I guess it's not a mouse pad. It's a little pad, little foam pad you put in front of the keyboard and you rest your wrist on it. It's a thing in the 90s. It was a thing. I don't think anybody buys them anymore. It was a fad of the 90s, and they made a Star Wars one. And here's another one, a CD wallet. This is to put your CDs in case you want to listen to some music. Back then, we had to listen to music on CDs. That's right, we had CD players in our car. Even some of us had a portable CD player with anti-skip or bass boost. Man, you're going to listen to some good stuff. You're going to bass that boost. But there it is right there. And here's the other side of it in case you're wondering what the back looked like. There it is. And then we have a mouse, a C3PO mouse, 2-button clickable mouse right there. You can hook it to your computer and click, click, click away. And then you have another one, Darth Vader. I ain't gonna lie to you, I had this one. I bought it in 1995. I bought this. I couldn't wait to get it. I was excited, man. Right around that same time I bought my first notebook computer, my laptop. Hooked it up, thought I was cool as shit. It's the worst mouse you can imagine. It just, couldn't hold it right. Just felt weird holding it. It just wasn't a good mouse. And you have a Stormtrooper one also. This one at least looks like it'd be better to put your hand on and roll around with. But there you go. And these are the mouse that have balls. Yeah, these mouse have balls. And we have a 3D mouse pad. It's not just a plain old simple mouse pad. It's 3D coming at you. And what is this? This is a mouse pad mat, and you're like, that's blank. Well, you put a picture of your family, your loved one, whatever you want inside of it right there, and it looks like Salacious B. Crumbs hanging up, and it looks like, you know, it's kind of like Mystery Science 3000 for a mouse pad. But there you go, right there. And check this out, a 1995 3D calendar. When do you get to see the goddamn sailboat? Well, you get to see it now, thanks to the 1995 3D calendar. You might even get to see some big titty mermaids doing some of that lesbian shit. Who knows what you'll see? Remember, these were really big at the mall. Hurt your eye, try to strain it. And I can remember, I bought this calendar at Media Play. That looks like a Media Play tag. I could be wrong, but I bought it at Media Play, and I love looking at this thing. It was real fad back then to look at this 3D art.
You said keep your eyes out of focus, which is misleading. You want deep focus.
And then we have, call them caps. Well, remember this is like Pogs. This is like a little disc, and they were real big in the early 90s. They was trying to make Pogs. They came back for about 2 years. You know, it was the Heelys of the 90s, I guess. And we had Star Wars one. I did a whole video on all the different Pogs, and you can imagine. I was like, who's going to watch this crap? A video about Pogs. I couldn't even believe I made it. And then we've got, look at this. What is this? I don't even know. Star Wars 4 candy containers. Well, there's some big old ears on you to get there. You put the candy inside the little heads right there. It looks like it might come with a trading card. In the 90s, we loved putting trading cards inside free stuff. Well, free trading cards inside stuff. How about the Darth Vader Power Talk voice changer mask? Yeah, you put a mask on. Didn't have the back part, just the front part, and you do and you talk into it, and really didn't sound much like Darth Vader. It didn't. It wasn't. I had this. I bought this. 95. I was in my 20s and I bought this. Put it on my face. I ain't gonna tell you where else I put it. And then we have crappy handheld game. They made a couple of these, and this was made by a company called MGA. I did a whole video on them. But I mean, this makes Tiger Electronic look like Atari 2600. I mean, that's how bad this thing is. And then we have keychain. Remember these? I can remember walking into Kmart in my town, find these. I was excited because you didn't see much Star Wars. This was really early when Star Wars was coming back to the store, so you didn't see much Star Wars merchandise. So when you saw it, you got excited. You wanted to buy it. Man, because I can remember getting excited about the Star Wars Bendums. Star Wars Bendums. Now, I think these actually came out in 94, but they were still big, and it really took off in 95. I don't know if they were really big, but, you know, it was just cool to see Star Wars on the shelf. I could not believe it. And you got a free Topps trading card. And then you have more trading cards. Look at these. Oh, these ain't trading cards. What the fuck I'm talking about? This is a film cell. I remember they sold these at Spencer's. It shows a little picture, and inside is a little frame, little cell. And you say, I want a piece of Star Wars. But they were kind of cool. I know this is a video about dumb Star Wars stuff in 1995, but it was kind of cool. And then we got the Star Wars card game. You know, Magic was really taking off, so Topps said, I guess it's Topps, I'm not really sure, said we're going to make a Star Wars card game. I bought this thing, I couldn't figure out how to play it. But I also bought a pack of Magic cards, and I couldn't figure out how to play that either. So maybe I just wasn't the right type of person to learn how to play card games. Unless maybe it's Go Fish. They should just made a Star Wars Go Fish game. That would have been better, right? Yeah, and do you have any Luke Skywalkers? That would have been a lot better. And how about this right here? Stickers by the Hallmark Company. Hallmark made Star Wars stickers in 1995. And then we've got a board game. Parker Brothers Death Star Assault game. Now, I don't know if this is a dumb game. I never played it, but I had to assume, I mean, all the Star Wars board games are pretty bad, so I just figured it was bad also. Then we have a hat. 1995's The Return of Star Wars. That's the face hat. Not face man, not from the 18th. Face. Because this is when the VHSs came out. They all had half a face on it, half a Yoda, half a Vader. And it was known as the face boxes. And this is a hat that gets to promote that release. And there it is, Star Wars with half a face of Stormtrooper. Look at that damn. It has an awful hat. It looked like a fat lady sat on it on a road trip. And then Star Wars on floppy disk. Yeah, we had Star Wars games on floppy disk. Ooh, Star Wars TIE Fighter. I can't wait to play that. Well, here, let me load in my 8-disc. Enter disc 1, installing. Then you come back in 45 minutes. Enter disc 2. Star Wars for DOS. It might be for Windows, I'm not really sure. And then we have an awful lightsaber 1995. I don't know why it took them so long to make lightsabers good, but man, it took them a long time. Look at this one. Look like you're getting ready to direct traffic at the local fair. It's awful. The handle looks nothing like this. Looks like a generic, but it's not. It's an official release. Awful. And how about a Star Wars kite? Yeah. What's that up in the sky flying high in the beach? It's Darth Vader, and he's a damn kite. And Star Wars yo-yo. 3D yo-yo. Yep, Darth Vader right there. As they say, don't mess with my yo-yo. Yep, that's what you say when you got a Darth Vader yo-yo. You say, don't mess with my yo-yo. Yo-yo. And how about this? A talking electronic bank released in 1995. I had this thing too. I bought this thing. I bought it at Kmart. I had this thing. It was kind of cool. A 3PO move like this. You could hear the electronics a lot in it, and it made a lot of cracking sounds. But it was pretty cool. You put the penny or the quarter on it, and you push the button, and R2 would walk up and knock the coin into it. And they start talking. Oh, R2, what are you doing? Trying to save money? It wasn't that bad. And then we have Darth Vader clock. Look at this thing. Look like Darth Vader just got out of the shower. This thing is stupid looking. I think it might have AM and FM on it also. In the 90s. AM in the 90s. All right, I get to listen to some Paul Harvey.
Now, the rest of the story.
Good day. Let's look at another dumb Star Wars item released in 1995. Star Wars condoms. Now, of course, this isn't an official release or anything, but 1995 you could get Star Wars condoms. Oh, excuse me, Star condoms. There's 3CPO with a damn condom on. Who would have thought you would have saw that when you clicked on this video? I sure didn't. Now, there are some of you out there that are more Star Trek fans, Trekkies, Trekkers, than Star Wars fans, and you're having a good laugh. Oh, Star Wars of the 90s. Oh, that's some stupid crap, man. We had cool Star Trek stuff in the 90s. What cool Star Trek stuff in the 90s? Sure, you had the Star Trek Playmate figures. That was cool. But let's end this video just showing the Star Trek fans out there some of the stupid shit they had. And here we go. A 3D mouse pad. We had a mouse pad, but this makes no sense. Picard's on the viewer screen, and he's hanging out in space. Is he a giant? I don't understand. And the crew members just standing around. And I don't see no Geordi LaForge. Where's Beverly? Where? Check this out. Sure, we had a mouse that looked like Darth Vader, a mouse that looked like a stormtrooper, and 3PO. But look at this crap. It's a mouse. It has to tell you, it's not even sure. A Star Trek Next Generation mouse. It gets worse. A monitor mask. A monitor mask. You put this on your monitor to give it a Star Trek feel so you can feel like you're part of Starfleet. But it's got a picture of the Enterprise on it. I might understand they try to make it look like a panel from Star Trek. No. This is god-awful crap. I bet my buddy Captain Foley had this. Anybody know Trek Yards Captain Foley? I want you to ask him if he had this. He probably did. And let's look at one more. It's computer related also. A damn Star Trek keyboard. Look at that guy. He's really excited about that. A Star Trek. I couldn't even find a Star Wars keyboard. But a damn Star Trek keyboard? God. So see, Trekkies, you had stupid stuff also. Well, let me know about some stupid, just let me know about some stupid Star Wars stuff that you thought was cool back then, but you look back and think, why did I buy that back in the 90s? Let me know that and more in the comments below.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.